This is straight out of a movie.
UPS delivery driver Frank Ordonez was just doing his job 15 miles away in Coral Gables. Ordonez, a 27-year-old father of two, walked back to his truck and into danger he never saw coming. Two men who just robbed a Miracle Mile jewelry store, leaving a sales agent injured, needed a clean getaway after a robbery victim's gunfire hit one of them in the back and took out their rental van's back window as they fled. Less than 15 minutes later, the two previously convicted felons saw a chance in the UPS truck and its driver about to turn hostage. There's the getaway driver, Lamar Alexander, with the red bag, trailed by his wounded, limping accomplice, Ronnie Hill, carrying the loot in the laundry bag. And they mean business, as one of the hijackers says. They talk for over a minute before they commandeer Ordonez's truck with him inside and speed off. Within seconds, the alert homeowner, who just wished him a good day, called 911 and reported.
Police, the UPS truck just got robbed. Carjacked.
From Coral Gables to Miramar, more than 50 officers in 2 counties sought to save Ordonez and arrest his kidnappers. On the ground, these 3 body cams were worn by officers who, with another, were indicted in June on manslaughter charges for what prosecutors claim they did in the next 25 seconds. All those officers pled not guilty. Now,
I'm honestly at a loss for words because it seems like a Michael Bay script, so I'm going to let you take care of it.
Yeah, so let me say this. Let me start off like this. So not too long ago, I took a class. It was an educational class on firearms training. And in the class, they had a section on situational awareness. And they talked about 4 different color cards or 4 different zones of situational awareness. There's white, there's yellow, there's orange, and there's red. So I'm going to go to Google real fast to pull it up, so I don't want to try to remember it off the top of my head. White means you're tuned out, relaxed, and completely unaware of your surroundings and generally unprepared. Yellow means that you're relaxed. You have a relaxed awareness, but you're aware of surroundings a little bit and actively scanning for threats slightly. Can quickly respond if needed. Orange means you're focused. You have focused awareness, monitoring a potential threat with a high level of observance and a heightened state of alertness. If I can speak today, I'll try. I'm going to keep trying. And then red is the highest level of awareness. So it's high alert, actively responding to a threat, and taking action. So when it comes to this man, unfortunately, the man who lost his life, so unfortunately, most of us in our day-to-day lack situational awareness. And I'm guilty of it. A lot of us are guilty of it. Sometimes I've done this a couple times where I've walked at night with my headphones in playing music and my head down looking at my phone screen and didn't have a care in the world. And now most of the time we're going to be just fine because we live in a pretty safe society, and depends where you live in the U.S. honestly. Where I live is fairly safe, knock on wood, but still, that's crazy. That's totally like I walked around with a big sign over my head saying Target, essentially. And so, unfortunately for this man who lost his life, rest in peace. Unfortunately, he didn't have enough situational awareness in that moment. Now, that's a freak situation. Don't get me wrong, that's a freak situation. It's hard to prepare for something like that.
Yeah, because it's like, how would you even expect that? Like, I'm returning a package, and then ooh.
Well, that's the thing. Some people have, so there's a spectrum. Some people have a lot of skepticism and paranoia in their day-to-day life. Some people have very little. If he had scanned his surroundings, he would have saw the guy with a white mask on and a silencer, pistol, or whatever he had in his hand. Now, what would he have done in that moment? I don't know.
I was about to say that. I'm like, even if he did see him, well,
run back to the lady's house?
Here are the keys.
That's another thing I was thinking too. And it's easy to say what you would do in a certain situation. Oh, I would have reacted like this. We don't know how we would react. I like to think that in that situation, when the man came to the truck, I would say, like you said, here are the keys, take it, and ran off. But he could have got shot in the back. We don't know what the man said. So, I don't know. It's an unfortunate situation. Now, the second part of this video is essentially talking about the police and how they responded and how they handled this situation. Let me start by saying I don't like to criticize the police. I don't ever want to criticize a man or a woman who on a day-to-day basis risk their lives to protect and serve. I know not all protect and serve, and there are some bad apples, but for the most part, good people are police officers, right? I know this is a debated topic. I don't know. It's a debated topic. But The police officers that were engaged in this situation have been arrested and are being tried for manslaughter, I believe. And I'll say this. Could the situation have been handled differently? Maybe, because 2 people lost their lives that shouldn't have. So should they have opened fire in the middle of the freeway? I don't really think so. I don't know the protocols. I'm not a police officer, but I think it probably could have been handled better. So, I mean, it's just an unfortunate situation all the way around. And like you said, it's literally like a scene out of a movie. Or Grand Theft Auto.
Dude, it's like, what do you even do?
What do you do?
Like, I don't even... Like, I couldn't even... It's hard for me to even, like, say who did what wrong because it's just... This just never happens. Like,
it's freak thing, yeah.
What's the protocol on something like this?
Yeah.
Like, who... Like, out of all... Think about how many Amazon drivers that you see in your neighborhood every day drop off something. This ish don't ever happen.
Facts.
They normally are 95% fine. Normally, they're the most distracted people I've ever seen. They got headphones on. Yeah. They're eating something sometimes. They're running up. They're throwing stuff down. Mm-hmm. And then 2 random guys rob you? Like, what the heck?
Yeah, it's just, like you said, it's one of those situations you just pray you're never in. Because you don't walk around on your day-to-day practicing for this because you'd be a weirdo.
Yeah.
You don't, maybe that's too strong a language. Like, honestly,
you'd be a weirdo.
We can't just walk around day to day all the time in paranoia. You have to, you know what I mean?
Could you imagine like some dude gets out of his like Amazon box or like UPS box and he's like this and like he's like rolling over and like looking like you would be like he's on drugs.
Yeah, you're right, man. It's unfortunate, man. I'm sorry to hear this situation happen.
It's super sorry.
Yeah.
I don't feel bad for any of the criminals, but
of course not. I don't know who they were. I know they were convicted felons. Now I know what they were in there for before, but clearly they shouldn't have gotten out. So,
all right, decision makers. I think the obvious decision is that they made a bad decision in this situation.
Of course.
But for some of you guys, it's not obvious. So let us know in the comment section whether or not you think this was a good or bad decision. All right, decision makers, don't rob anyone.